Hi again everyone, Joel Broughton here. We're going to talk about creating your free classified system now. And this is really important because everything that you've learned up until now is kind of the nuts and bolts in terms of how to actually post your ads, where to post the ads, and we're going to give you some examples of ads that you can copy in the next section if you choose to. But the most important part, I think, is not just knowing where to post the ads, but to consistently be able to do it. So in this section, we're going to talk about setting up a weekly schedule, logging your completed activity. I'm also going to go through very briefly auto posting, how that works, and outsourcing. Now, as we grow our business and as we start posting on the websites, our free classified ads, one of the biggest issues or one of the biggest problems you'll have is that you're probably going to be under advertising, meaning that it's going to feel like you're doing a lot of advertising, or you may think that, well, geez, I went to 5 different websites, or I went to 3 sites one time and I placed an ad, and how come I'm not getting results? And I hear that on a daily basis from everybody. I ran my ad, I don't have, thousands of leads coming in like you said I could. What's going on? Well, the issue is always the same. It's always that people aren't consistent. They don't have a consistent schedule that they're following to post and repost advertising, to write new ads, and to put new copy out there for their business so that they can generate leads on a regular basis. Remember, this is a free way to generate leads. The leads are going to come and the prospects are going to come based on the activity you're doing, not based on money that you're spending. Really, there's 2 ways to get leads and prospects on the internet. One is to spend money advertising, the other is to spend time advertising. And of course, with a free classified system, we're simply spending time to be able to advertise to generate prospects for our business. So remember that we do need a weekly schedule to be able to continuously place more and more ads. Now, when I say set up a weekly schedule, I don't just mean, okay, throw down 3 or 4 different things and set one up. Okay, we need to be specific. And what do I mean by that? Well, in your weekly schedule, you need to put down the listing of websites that you're going to advertise on. And I'm going to go through in the next section the examples section, some of the top websites that you should be promoting. But remember earlier on, when we did searches for local websites, you're going to want to use those for your business too. So you need to write down a list of the websites that you're going to be posting on. Now, the second thing you're going to want to do, and trust me, you need to keep this either on a piece of paper near your computer, or actually on your computer. You can either put it in a Word document or an Excel spreadsheet, or a notes file, whatever it is that works best for you. But you need to write down the dates that you're going to post. I'm a little bit more specific than some people. I actually write down the actual date. So I'll write down August 13th. I'll write down July 15th, July 16th, July 17th, July 18th, that type of thing. You could just write down a weekly schedule, a Monday to Sunday, and as long as you do it every week, that'll definitely work for you as well. Now, as you write down those dates that you're going to post, under each date or each day of the week, make sure that you write down the websites that you're going to post to. And that kind of comes back to, I'm going to skip ahead a couple, where we talk about 2-day cycles. Okay, and basically what a 2-day cycle is, I usually post all my free classifieds on 2-day cycles, and the reason why is because some of the websites, like a Craigslist, again, will only let you post every 2 days. So I just use that for all of them. We don't want to be breaking any terms of service. So, if we use a 2-day cycle for our posts, basically we're able to successfully post on all of the websites all the time. So on day 1, maybe I'll put Kijiji and Craigslist. On day 2, OLX and Oodle. Day 3, Kijiji and Craigslist again. So basically every second day, I'm able to post on those websites again. All right. So list on Monday which sites you're going to post to. On Tuesday, have a different set of sites. On Wednesday, post to those sites that you did on Monday again. Thursday, the same as Tuesday, Friday, the same as Monday and Wednesday, etc., etc. And actually, please make this list because then each day when you come to your activity schedule or your weekly schedule, you're able to see specifically what it is that you're supposed to do today, how many sites, what sites you're posting to, and you can go ahead and do that and post your advertising. If you don't do this, I guarantee you won't do enough posting and you'll be frustrated with your results because you'll only post once a week or once in a while when you think about it versus having a weekly schedule that you follow the same way you would do if you were going to any other job. And then the last thing is you need to record your postings. So in this same scheduler or this same spreadsheet that you create or whatever piece of paper, you need to actually put check marks or write down what it is that you posted, when you posted them, and your work completed. So it's important to somehow record your ad postings that you've done, whether you actually record the actual ads that you wrote for them, or whether you just put check marks, or whether you cross them off as you do them. It's completely up to you, but it is highly important that you record every single day that you did that activity. This is going to do two things. One, it's going to make you feel good because you're getting something done and you're taking things off of your to-do list for the day. The second thing is you can go back on a monthly basis or a quarterly basis and check and see whether or not how many ads you actually completed, right? Because you'll be able to gauge your results or see your results based on probably the postings that you've recorded over time. If you're not getting a lot of results, it's probably because you haven't been posting very many ads. If you're getting lots of results, you can go back and say, well, geez, yeah, that's because I've been posting them every day. Again, don't underestimate the power of recording and scheduling your business and scheduling your time. It's not going to take you a lot of time to set this up, but I guarantee you it will be a great indicator for you to be able to succeed with your business as we grow. So create yourself a weekly schedule, list down the websites each day that you're going to be posting to, and record the postings that you've done afterwards. Be realistic in the number of websites and the number of ads that you're posting to. If you're doing this business part-time, don't try and put down 100 different websites that you're going to post to every day, because you're probably not going to do it. Don't put down 50, don't put down 80, put down 8 or 10 or 12 or however many it is that you feel that you can do based on the time that you've allocated for your advertising with the free classified systems. Remember that there's other ways to generate leads. There's other things in this website and in this advertising modules that will teach you how to do other things. So don't try and book yourself for 8 hours a day writing free classified ads all over the internet because you're probably not going to do that, or you're going to get frustrated or bored with it if you're trying to do too much. So be realistic with how many ads you're going to post and where you're going to post them, and work your way up. I mean, you may just start with 3 or 4 and then add another one on a weekly basis until you get to kind of a maximum. There's nothing worse than trying to do too much in the first day or the first week and then burning yourself out because you're either bored or you don't have time and you can't accomplish your tasks. Always make sure that you can get your work done and then increase what it is that you're doing. The third thing is consistency. All right. If you don't do this every day, your results will vary. Okay, I can't guarantee you that you'll generate hundreds or thousands of leads from a free classified ad that you write, but I can guarantee you that if you don't consistently do your posting every day, you'll probably get very little or no prospects whatsoever coming through to talk to about your business. Okay, so being consistent, especially with a free classified advertising posting system, is absolutely integral to your success. So remember, specificity. So make sure that you know what it is that you're going to be doing, where you're going to be doing it, what days you're going to be doing them. Be realistic in terms of your time scheduling and what it is that you're going to do, and be consistent. Make sure you do your work every day. Make sure you get done what it is that's on your schedule. I talked about 2-day cycles earlier, making sure that you're breaking up what it is that you're doing, what websites that you're not posting on websites every day, and not violating terms of service. The second thing, and we've already talked about this very briefly, but I want to keep it as a separate section, I guess, is logging your completed activity. Now, I can't stress enough how important this is to your success. If you don't log what it is that you're doing, two things are going to happen. Number one, you'll never know what it is that you did to get the results that you have today. Alright, and what do I mean by that? Well, I mean that you can go out and run ads all over the place, and then you'll get some great results, but maybe in 2 months you'll forget what it is that you did to be able to get those results. And if you don't log what you've been doing in terms of activity, you'll never know. So you'll just be guessing, well, how many ads did I run? Where did I run them? What did I say? Do you know what I mean? So if you're constantly not logging your activity, you may as well not even do it in the first place, okay? Because you'll never know what's successful. The key is to duplicate success. So you can teach your people what to do. If you have a record of your success, you can also continue doing what's successful and not doing what isn't successful. All right, so make sure that you log your completed activity. Now, auto posting, there's going to be all kinds of websites out there that will offer to auto post on free classified networks for you. For instance, there's some out there that for $25 they'll post on 4,000 different free classified sites for you. Unfortunately, auto posters don't work. Okay, some, by the way, $100, $500, $1,000, some $6. All right, they're all over the place. But they don't work. Okay, first off, they violate the terms of service, so they're going to get you kicked out of many of the, especially the top sites, will definitely kick you out. Many of the smaller ones, if they find out what you're doing, or if they figure out what you're doing, they will terminate your accounts. The other thing is, with most auto posters, they don't actually auto post. They take your money, they tell you that they've posted your ads all over to all these different websites, but your ads don't actually ever show up. All right, so auto posters, just stay away from them completely. It doesn't make sense. Free classified networks are not designed to be able to accept any kind of automated posting systems, even if they tell you, oh, we've gotten around all the bots and the security and this and that. Don't believe them. Okay, in my experience, auto posters will just bring you trouble. Trying to get around the system or game the system, if you will just get you kicked out, and then it's going to be a heck of a time getting yourself back into some of these free classified sites or getting your ads posted. All right, so just stay away from auto posters completely. The other thing is, a lot of people might be hearing about outsourcing. Now, I'm a big fan of outsourcing, especially with internet marketing or activities that can be done by other people. Things that are time consuming, things that maybe can be done by just your average everyday person that you don't have time for should you outsource it. Well, there's a few things you got to worry about. I would, number one, recommend that you learn more about outsourcing before you take it on. There's a lot of specifics and a lot of things about outsourcing that you do need to know that I'm not going to get into in this section before you start spending money. You can pay people in other countries to run your free classified ads, very small amounts of money, okay, for them to run all your advertising for you in terms of the free classified ads. But there's a few things you really got to watch out for. Number one is language barriers become a problem often when you're doing outsourcing to other countries. Sometimes they don't speak very good English, okay? As well, their writing isn't always very good. So you'll end up with ads that are kind of broken, like kind of a broken English. There's words that are missing, or some of your ads are kind of don't really say what you meant them to. The other thing is, sometimes they'll just take your money and take off if they're not working with either a reputable company, or if you're not working through some kind of escrow agreement where the money goes into a website and is held until they do the work. So just be careful with outsourcing if you do decide to take it on. Start very small. Don't start paying hundreds or thousands of dollars to companies or individuals to do all this work for you until you see results. Okay, so start small. Start with $50 or $20 or $100. See what kind of results you're getting. See what kind of activity and work that they're doing for you. I never pay anybody ahead of time other than using an escrow type system. So either they do the work and then I pay them for the work they don't do, or I put it in escrow with a website out there and let them do the work, and then once I'm happy for it, I can release the escrow. Make sure as well, especially with the outsourcing, that they know to stay within the limits of the terms of service. Some of them sometimes can get, if you're having somebody do advertising for your business, sometimes they don't care. They're just going to run ads. So make sure that they know to follow the terms of service, and you give them very clear direction in terms of what those are. Where can you find outsourced employees or people to work for you? Go to elance.com. You can go to guru.com, freelancer.com, getafreelancer.com. Those are a few different sites. The last two are the same website, but Elance and Guru.com are very good. Freelancer is a little bit of a newer one, but it's pretty good as well. You can go to any of those websites and get people. Normally they have escrow agreements and things like that, feel free if you do want to try to outsource this stuff to try it out. Again, just keep in mind that if you are going to do that, it's not a bad idea to research outsourcing a little bit and take it slow. Don't go too crazy spending a ton of money, because you'll probably have some trouble with it. So that's about it. I mean, in terms of setting up a free classified system, it's simply just scheduling, consistency, logging your activity, and then just doing it over and over and over again. And if you can do this successfully, what'll happen is you're going to start getting consistent results in terms of leads and prospects coming in for your business. And once that starts to happen, your business can really take off and grow on a consistent basis because you've always got these prospects coming in. The next section we're going to talk about, we're going to finish up with some examples that you can use. I'm going to make sure I give you a solid list of some of the top websites that you can use to place your classified ads, and then it's up to you in terms of putting this all into place.